Good morning, people. How are you today? We are the Horny Harlokers. I am Ronnie.
I am very tired.
Oh, why are you tired?
Huh?
Why are you tired?
Because it's for Saturday.
Yeah, but you got plenty of sleep last night. So here we are. It is Saturday, April the 6th. And it's almost 7 o'clock. We're fixing to head out on a ride to Clarksville, Tennessee. We're going to first head up the road to Natchez Trace Harley Davidson, and then from there we're going to catch the Natchez Trace and ride it 123 miles to Nashville, Tennessee. And then from there we're going to jump on back roads and go to Clarksville, Tennessee for our niece's birthday. She'll be turning 15. Is it today?
No, actually.
It will be Monday. So Monday is her birthday. Happy birthday, Victoria.
We love you.
And so we're fixing to get our day started. I think it's about 42 degrees. We do have on our heated gear, and we do have layers on right now. So hopefully it'll warm up pretty quickly. I think it's supposed to be 70 to 72 today, and then we'll be coming home tomorrow. So all in all, it looks like it's going to be about an 800 to 850 mile round trip in 2 days. Not bad for a weekend trip. But with that, we will honk at you later. Bye. So we made it to Natchez Trace Harley Davidson. I think it's in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Nice ride. I don't know what the hell was up on the interstate today, but I think 8 out of every 10 cars that we passed had Kentucky tags on it. So I don't know what was going on down south, but people from Kentucky just flocked south of Alabama, or south of Montgomery anyway. But we're here. It took us a little while. I think it was 3 hours. And so far we've done 203 miles. After this we're going to leave and we're going to ride down the road, and we will get on the Natchez Trace, and we will take it all the way to Nashville, then from Nashville to Clarksville, Tennessee on back roads. So anyway, I have to go over here and help Miss Horny Harley Honker stuff her saddlebag, because evidently she got it jumbled up and I had it packed just right. So anyway, we will talk at y'all later. You want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye. The Natchez Trace, also known as the Old Natchez Trace, is a historic trail within the United States which extends roughly 440 miles from Nashville, Tennessee to Natchez, Mississippi, linking the Cumberland, Tennessee, and Mississippi rivers. The trail was created and used by Native Americans for centuries and was later used by early European and American explorers, traders, and immigrants in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. European Americans founded inns, also known as stands, along the trace to serve food and lodging to travelers. As travel shifted to steamboats on the Mississippi and other rivers, most of these stands closed. Today, the path is commemorated by the 444-mile Natchez Trace Parkway, which follows the approximate path of the trace, as well as the related Natchez Trace Trail. Parts of the original trail are still accessible, and some of the segments are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Largely following a geological ridge line, prehistoric animals followed the dry ground of the trace to distant grazing lands, the salt licks of today's Middle Tennessee, and the Mississippi River. Native Americans used many early footpaths created by the foraging of bison, deer, and other large game that could break paths through the dense undergrowth. In the case of the trace, bison traveled north to find salt licks in the Nashville area. After Native Americans began to settle the land, they blazed the trail and improved it further until it became a relatively well-established path. Numerous prehistoric indigenous settlements in the Mississippi were established along the Natchez Trace. Among them were 2,000-year-old far mounds of the Middle Woodland period, located near present-day Tupelo, Mississippi. The first recorded European explorer to travel the trace in its entirety was the unnamed Frenchman in 1742, who wrote of the trail and its miserable conditions. Early European explorers depended on the assistance of Native American guides to go through this territory, specifically the Choctaw and Chickasaw who occupied the region. These tribes and earlier prehistoric peoples, collectively known as the Mississippian culture, had long used the trace for trade. The Chickasaw leader, Chief Pomingo, made use of the trail so often that it became known as Pomingo's Path during his lifetime. Even before the 1803 Louisiana Purchase, President Thomas Jefferson wanted to connect the distant Mississippi frontier to other settled areas of the United States. To foster communication with what was then called the Southwest, he directed construction of a postal road to be built between Daniel Boone's Wilderness Road, the southern branch of the road ended at Nashville, and the Mississippi River. The U.S. signed treaties with the Chickasaw and Choctaw tribes to maintain peace. As European Americans entered the area in greater numbers, in 1801 the United States Army began trailblazing along the trace, performing major work to prepare it as a thoroughfare. The work was first done by soldiers reassigned from Tennessee and later by civilian contractors. To emphasize American sovereignty in the area, Jefferson called it the Columbian Highway. The people who used it, however, dubbed the road the Devil's Backbone due to its remoteness, rough conditions, and the frequently encountered highwaymen found along the new road. By 1809, the trail was fully navigable by wagon, with the northward journey taking 2 to 3 weeks. Critical to the success of the trace as a trade route was the development of inns and trading posts referred to at the time as stands. Many early United States settlements in Tennessee and Mississippi were created along the Natchez Trace. Some of the most predominant were Washington, Mississippi, Old Greenville, Mississippi, and Port Gibson, Mississippi. The Natchez Trace was used during the War of 1812 and the ensuing Creek War as soldiers under Major General Andrew Jackson's command traveled southward to subdue the Red Sticks and to defend the country against the invasion by the British. By 1817, the continued development of Memphis and Jackson's military road formed more direct and faster routes to New Orleans. Trade shifted to either of these routes along the east or west of the area away from the trace. The trace was a victim of its own success by encouraging development in the frontier area. With the rise of steamboat culture on the Mississippi River, after invention of the steam engine, the trace lost its importance as a national road, as goods can be moved more quickly, more cheaply, and in greater quantity on the river. Before the invention of steam power, the Mississippi River's south-flowing current was so strong that northbound returning journeys generally had to be made over land. I don't think this game is for me and you.
right, people. We are about an hour and 46 minutes away from home. We're on I-65 southbound. We're north of Birmingham right now. And we stopped just a little while ago at Love's Truck Stop to get some gas, our last leg of the journey. And what happened, babe, when you went to crank your motorcycle?
Yeah, so I went to start it to leave, and it turned on, and everything looked good, but it did not fire. It was like nothing. I kept pushing the button, and it was just nothing. And I thought I had done something really wrong.
So, what's the lesson learned there?
What's that?
What is the lesson you learned?
Oh, check the key fob. Check the battery on the key fob. And
That's
always
right,
make sure that you have extra batteries with you.
Exactly. So, yep, it's not my first time running into that, but I did get to messing with the motorcycle and noticed that the security light was on, and so I did have one battery left. I used a battery last weekend on my stopwatch while coaching, and when I say coaching, I mean a Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. And I had one left, and I knew it was in my tour pack, but at the same time, we were at a Love's Truck Stop, and we were probably in a really good place to get another one if we didn't have one. So, lesson learned. I didn't freak out, but I think she was really worried that something had happened to her bike.
I was.
And so you sit back, you evaluate, and when I saw that security light come on, I'm like, yeah. Oh, and another thing, always make sure that you reset your pin. Because if you're out in the middle of nowhere and your battery goes dead and you can't get the motorcycle to crank up, you can always use your pin. It's a 5-digit code. I think it's set from the factory with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can set it to whatever you want. I know what mine is. It reminds me of something of my childhood. But we got to set the pin on Artie when we sometime this week. Let's go around this little forward. Maybe I'm just speeding. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we are going a little fast.
Are we going a little fast? That might be me. I'm talking and twisting the throttle, so. Indianapolis 500.
Here we go.
Well, all right. Well, with that, we will see you in just a little while. We're going to head on down I-65. We got to go through Birmingham and Calera and Clanton and Prattville and then Montgomery, and then we'll zip back home. So with that, we will talk at you in just a little bit.
Hey, babe.
Good.
Cheers to a good weekend.
It was an awesome weekend.
Oh. Alrighty, people, we are home. The boys are glad to see us. And she did a
57.6 miles.
and I did 743, and we took the same path. So I've never seen two Harleys that ever matched the same mileage out of all these years of riding. But we left yesterday morning about 7:20, 42 degrees, heated gear on. We got to Natchez Trace Harley Davidson, and it was cold. Once we unplugged from the bikes, it was like it was hard to get back warm. So when we went next door to eat at Jack's before we continued up the road to the Natchez Trace, they had a little fire going, so we went and pulled up a couple of chairs and sat next to the fire and ate lunch. Natchez Trace Parkway, what do you think? 123 miles, no gas stations, no houses, no hotels, no nothing.
It was amazing. It was beautiful, nice and leisurely, and sorry, the dogs just really missed us.
I think they smell Sammy.
Oh yeah, and maybe Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice and leisurely. Had the road pretty much to ourselves the whole way, and just nice and green and beautiful.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful.
Yep.
So that was one of my little bucket list items.
So the whole thing is 441 miles long.
We'll
So
ride the whole thing
one day,
one day.
and
But I mean, at least I've been on it.
yeah,
So
stopped at a nice little waterfall.
yeah, we did. Yeah.
Got to Clarksville, had dinner with family for our niece's birthday, which she'll be 15 on Monday.
Yep.
And so ate at Olive Garden, went and threw some axes. You'll probably already seen that video. Not very good at it. Cornhole, on the other hand, I can toss some cornhole.
Yeah, we had a good time. And then today it was interstate all the way home.
Yep. After eating lunch with my son Logan up in Nashville at Jack Brown's Beers and Burgers. Never been? You gotta go.
Gotta go.
We'll have something about that in the video as well.
Yep.
You should have probably already seen it, but I had the Elvis burger, which had peanut butter on it, and what else? Bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Peanut butter and bacon.
Applewood smoke.
Applewood smoked bacon, and then you had the.
I had the Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Which had jalapenos, and then it had jalapeno chili on it, and that was phenomenal.
No, it's a smash burger. I mean, it was absolutely delicious. Perfect fries. Matter of fact, they're left. Some of them are left over in the tour pack, and since we just got home and it's 7:30, we'll go eat those up and eat them for dinner. Well, we gotta get ready for bed.
Yeah.
And start the day off at 3:30 in the morning by going to the gym.
Back to the grind.
Back to the grind. But it's been a good 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And
when do we get to do it again?
what are we doing this next weekend? Don't know.
I don't know.
But in a couple of weeks, we will be going to Thunder Beach. Looking forward to seeing everybody at Mustang Seats, KST, and hopefully Clockworks will be down there. But I don't know. They're wrapping up Arizona Bike Week right now, and so anyway.
But it's been a good weekend, so I'm ready to wind down.
Yeah. Yep. Wind down.
And yep.
So with that, we will honk at you later. Peace out. Gnarly dude. Love y'all. Take care. Have a good work week.